Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. And we just went through an orc training area. We managed to get some gold and also an orc disguise so that we can kind of slip past the orcs in the future. Let's go ahead and continue onwards. Arrive at the end of the passage at a three-way junction. We'll follow it to the west. Listen at the door and hear angry shouting coming from within. Let's open the door and investigate. You open the door to a large room. A large chair behind a solid-looking table suggests that someone or something of rank uses this room. In a corner of the room stands a strange-looking orc with a warty face, standing over a smaller orc. With a whip in his hand, he has been beating his servant, who is whimpering beneath him. Clearly, this creature does not reflect my values of peace and love. Alright, well, the right move for this character, I think, is spring at the orc and hope his servant will aid you. I know the servant's not going to aid me, but we'll do it anyway. As you spring at the orc, his servant rises to his feet, picks up a heavy wooden stick, and joins the melee. But to your disappointment, he attacks you, ungrateful wretch. Continue the fight. The battle commences. Okay. So, orcs tend to be a little bit on the straightforward side, although the whip is probably going to be a little bit of an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and sidestep here. Alright. So does this orc move in sidestepping fashion, or what? Well, I'm going to go ahead and just attack here, so we can clear maybe the barrel. Okay, that didn't work. Alright, we did clear that now. Alright, well, I think the safe move here is just to straight up attack this this orc. Alright, I'm gonna move here. I don't think the goblin will be able to hit me. I didn't see him shake, so I don't think he's gonna attack. I'm just gonna hit him. Oh, he moved. Little punk. Move here. Alright, so he sidesteps, so we can hit him for sure if we do this. Okay. He's gonna move. We know he's gonna move there. Don't have a great attack to hit him with other than the rebuke, which will weaken him in case he does manage to hit us. Alright, I'll just do a normal attack here. Alright, I chose wrong, but that's okay. Okay, he's gonna move here for sure. Go ahead and hit him with the hammer smite. Alright, finished him off. Yeah, definitely attacking at diagonals, at least for me, is very useful. And the fact that we do less damage on diagonals is actually pretty problematic. But we do have special abilities that occasionally do normal damage in that direction. So we can overcome the liability some of the time. Alright, so we've defeated the orcs. Green blood of the dead orcs smells foul as it seeps from their bodies. There's a chest nearby. You step around the corpse and decide to investigate. It is of a sturdy construction made of strong oak and iron. It is firmly locked. I know for a fact that this chest is locked. I'm not locked, trapped. And I will get hit by the trap, and I don't think there's a way for this character to avoid it. So far, the only characters I've seen that can avoid these kind of things are the ones that have keen eye. But it could have a key in it, and the keys are very worthwhile. So I'm going to go ahead and smash the lock with my weapon. The lock was obviously inadequate. It flies off and lands on the floor several meters away. You lift up the heavy lid, and your eyes widen as you see the golden sheen coming from within. A fair number of gold pieces are inside. In one corner lies a small black bottle with a tight glass stopper containing a liquid of some kind. But as you are admiring this treasure, you hear a soft click and wince in pain as a small dart shoots forward into your stomach. You sink to the floor. Pull the dart out and decide to bandage the wound. This gives some relief, but you're still weak. You decide to take it easy and examine the contents of the chest. There's a stash of gold pieces, and the label on the bottle shows it to be a potion of invisibility, good for 1 dose. Okay. You take the bottle. Of course we'll take the bottle. Take the potion of invisibility. What a find. This will definitely come in handy during your adventure. Oh, you have to go through the chest to... very interesting. When I was playing as a Ran Godspeed, I went in this room and I chose not to open the chest, and I didn't encounter the bench. You have to encounter the chest to go to the bench. Got it. You see the bench by the side of the room. This could be a good opportunity to take a rest. We're just going to sit on the bench and do a normal rest rather than eat provisions, because that would be kind of a waste. You get 5 health automatically, and you get 10 health when you use provisions. We don't need that much health. I'll be 1 short of what my normal starting would be, but I think that's just fine, so we'll go ahead and sit on the bench and rest. You sit down on the bench and rest for a moment. Your aching muscles ease, and your tiredness wanes. It's good to take a break on your adventure. There's our 5 stamina. Let's go ahead and head south. I don't think it will let us, but let's go ahead. As you're about to descend the steps, you hear a commotion in the room below. It sounds like a large number of orcs have entered and are not happy. Perhaps they've realized that they have an intruder and are looking for you. As Uzrael is my conscience, I must avoid that direction. Quickly move through the north door. Yeah, so they don't give you much of a choice. If you go this way, you can't go down that way. Well, that is if you kill the orcs, obviously. Let's walk on eastwards. But that chest is kind of important. We're going to continue eastwards. The passage ends at a solid wooden door with metal hinges. Listening at the door, you hear strange mutterings and the clatter of what could be pots and pans. Whatever is in there, there are several of them. Let's go ahead and go through the door. And we do have our orc disguise. You open the door into a large room. From your education, you are positive that this used to be the dwarves' dining room. The orcs have destroyed most of the original stonework and repurposed it for their own needs. Sitting around a large table are 5 orcs busily drinking and dribbling their bowls of rat gizzard soup. All are involved in a rowdy argument as to who will get to chew the rat bones left in the large soup cauldron, as they do not see you enter. I can't imagine this food was even blessed before they started eating. We use a disguise and walk past them. Cautiously, you step into the dining room. The orcs are all busy guzzling their vile soup, so hopefully it should be no problem to walk past them. Okay, so we have to test our luck, which will drain luck. Which is, unfortunate, obviously. Come on, roll, good roll. Bad roll. Alright, so we lose the luck and fail. One of the orcs pays too much attention to you. One of the orcs looks up from their soup and has a good look at you. Intruder, they cry. To your feet, fools! The remaining orcs scramble for their weapons to attack. So, unfortunately, orc disguise did not work. Okay, so we got a lot of orcs to fight here. Now, orcs tend to be pretty straightforward with the way that they move and attack. So, I'm going to move over this way. Alright, I can't be for sure if this guy attacks straight ahead or diagonally. So I'm just going to sidestep just to be on the safe side. Alright, he does indeed attack straight ahead. Looks like he's going to move away too. So I'm going to move this way. We should have attacked. Alright, I think these two guys shook, but if they both attack in the way that we think they're going to attack, I'm just going to do a hammer strike and sweep the area. Alright, that seemed to work. I'm going to go ahead and do my rebuke attack here. Attack all around me. Finishing those two guys off. I'm going to go ahead and sidestep this attack. Fairly confident he attacks straight ahead. Okay, I'm also fairly confident he's going to move here. Okay, we're pretty confident that guy's going to move there. And there we go. That is the one good thing. Our straight attack is powerful enough that we straight up kill some of the weaker enemies, which our previous characters we played as couldn't do that. So that is potentially pretty potent. Alright. Via the orcs. Search the bodies of the dead orcs, but find only a few teeth, nails, bones, and knives in their pockets. Leading off from this chamber are 4 doors. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just search all of these. The north, I believe, is a larder. The door opens into a chilly larder. Most of the food being stored here is clearly for a more humane palate. However, you do find enough pieces of mold-free fruit and not too stale bread to make up 2 meals worth of provisions. I sense much evil in this larder. I only take what I need to survive. Alright, so that should have given me more provisions. Yeah, a couple extra. Alright, we'll go ahead and go east now. The door opens easily and you enter a humid chamber. The air is thick with the smells of unpleasant things being boiled in the large cauldron that hangs over the fire in the center of the room. We'll look around in the kitchen. On the opposite side of the bubbling cauldron stands an obese orc cook. It is stirring what appears to be intestines into the seething broth and does not appear to have spotted you yet. Although, through the steam. All that steam, sorry. A goblin is holding jars of spices, eagerly hoping to assist its master in some way. I'm kind of wondering if there's a possibility of getting a key here, so I'm going to go ahead and attack the cook. The orc's huge belly wobbles as it waddles towards you, ready to chop you into little pieces with the cleaver it is wielding in one hand. Its goblin apprentice throws its spice jar at you, but they clatter harmlessly off. Bite the orc cook. Alright, so I'm not sure. Goblin probably attacks diagonally, I would imagine. Let's go ahead and just straight up attack him. Yeah. Ooh, he can take 3 damage. Alright, he's probably going to sidestep in this direction. I think I'm just going to do a normal attack. I know it's going to miss. Okay, so it might come back, so we'll just hit him. Alright, let's go this way. Alright, I'm going to back up. I don't know exactly how this guy attacks. Just going to do a normal attack so we stay still. Alright, I kind of have seen his attacks. This guy's going to be tricky because he's got ranged combat. Move around here. He can't attack diagonally, right? Well, I'm going to have to make a move one way or the other, and I don't think I have much of a choice here. So we'll go ahead and just straight attack him. Clash. Fortunately, beating him. Okay. Have another clash here, it looks like. You got to roll better than he does. Unfortunately, I was lucky there. Beat him twice. You defeated the orc cook. The cook dead, you briefly toyed with the idea of tipping it into its own cooking pot. There is nothing in the cook's kitchen that you would even consider eating. Let's tip over the pot. I'm hoping maybe a key falls out. With a mighty kick, you tip over the pot, and the grotesque contents spill out onto the floor. Some of the vile soup begins scalding the bodies of the dead orc and goblin. Unidentifiable ingredients are strewn about on the floor. Was somewhat satisfying. Your vandalism was fruitless. There was nothing of value in the pot. I just figured there might be one time where randomly there is a key in there. Because it did mention... somebody that I talked to said something about how it sometimes randomly shows up in the orc's soup. And I was like, well, this is the orc's soup, so why not check it? But in any case, let's go ahead and leave the kitchen. All right, we got one more door to the south. You enter what is quite clearly a storeroom. You spend some time searching the cupboards around the room, but find only crude bowls, plates, and spoons. And then on a dresser you find a leather case. This leather case is of good quality. I'd be interested to know what is contained inside. We'll open the case. The case opens easily, and inside you find a magnificent bow and 1 silver arrow. An inscription on the case says, "The giver of sleep to those who never can." Will you take the silver bow and arrows? Of course, we'll take it. Put the bow, arrow, and case in your pack and leave the storeroom. You get some luck out of that. With nothing else of interest in the room, you decide to leave. Alright, so we've been everywhere, so let's go ahead and come back out this way. And there's nowhere to go but northwards. The passageway leads into a square dungeon chamber. There are 2 doors in the eastern wall and 2 in the western wall. On the opposite side of the room, another passageway leads away north. The first door to the right is well used, and putting your ear to the keyhole, you listen and hear a man screaming for help from the inside. Before deciding what to do next, you listen at the other doors as well. From behind the second door to the right, you hear a thumping sound on the wood. Hello? Hello? Not funny, open door! The fourth door to the left is made of solid metal. Sitting at the door, you hear the sound of tortured screams coming from within. Putting ear to the second door on the left, you hear nothing. The power of Uzrael compels me to help these unfortunate souls. What will you do? We're going to go on the first door on the right, which should be someone that we need to rescue. You unbolt the door and swing it open. Oh crap, I have the disguise on. A nauseating stench hits your nostrils. Inside the room, the floor is covered with bones, rotting vegetation, and slime. A wild-haired old man, clothed in rags, rushes at you, screaming. His beard is long and gray, and he is waving an old wooden chair leg. Is he simply insane as he appears, or has he been, or has this been some kind of a track? I forgot about the disguise and the way that this guy reacts to it. If I try and shut him down and calm him down, which is honestly what I would have preferred to do with this character, the disguise doesn't help. So I'm going to have to fight him here. You lunge at the old man as he leaps towards you with outstretched arms. Prepare for combat. This is unfortunate because we don't get to save the prisoner. I think you can get valuable information out of him, but unfortunately we won't be seeing that. Well, I know he's going to move here, so let's just go ahead and strike him. That was easy enough. You defeated the prisoner. You run the emaciated prisoner through the chest with your weapon as he rushes you. That's kind of weird to do with a hammer, but okay. He crumples to the filthy floor in an instant. If only you hadn't been wearing this disguise, perhaps you would not have startled the delirious man into such a desperate attack. Whoops. I'm not going to open that door because I know it's just a goblin. We'll open this door. The door is not locked and opens. The room in front of you seems to be a small torture chamber with various torture devices around the walls. In the center of the room, two small hunchback goblins are having their fiendish way with a dwarf, who is tied to a hook in the ceiling by his wrists. The two hunchbacks are poking and cutting him viciously with their swords. The dwarf lets out a final scream and falls silent, eyes closed. His captors make disappointed noises and look around angrily at you as if it were your fault that the dwarf has collapsed. You must act quickly. Let's go ahead and draw a weapon and fight these creatures. The two evil creatures give a loud shriek as they rush forward to attack you. Readying your weapon, you dive into battle. Okay, I think they both shook for an attack. I don't know exactly how they're going to attack, but I'm confident that this guy can attack too. Let's just do a normal attack here. Well, these goblins are more sturdy than I would have thought. I'm going to assume that this guy's going to move here, so we'll just go ahead and do the hammer smite. Strike him. Now he's going to try to attack me. I'm going to move so he can't. Okay. I'm going to move again. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use my rebuke ability. Hit all of them. Move here so the guy can't do anything. And then he shouldn't be able to move because I'm standing here. We'll just strike him. There you go. Defeat the goblins. You cut down the dwarf with the last of his strength. He opens his eyes, looks at you, and then looks downward. His eyes close again, and this time he breathes his last. You gently rest the dead dwarf on the floor. What will you do now? Search the dwarf. You feel that you haven't much time to search the dwarf before the presence will be noticed or the goblins will be missing. We'll check the dwarf's feet. You decide to search the dwarf's boots. There appears to be nothing inside them, but one of them seems to be rattling. You take a closer look and inspect the heel. You find that it comes off. Out comes a small, smooth stone. Take the stone. As you pick up the stone, you notice that there is a dwarven rune carved into it. You have a feeling that this will be useful and pocket it. You decide to leave the torture chamber before you are discovered. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the second door on the left now. The door is unlocked. Opening it, you find yourself at the threshold of the orc's weapon store. A torch hangs from the wall, lighting up a small armory room stacked with swords, shields, helmets, daggers, breastplates, and the like. A circular iron shield with a golden crescent lies at the far end of the room. However, as you do not use a shield, it is worthless to you. Again, I have yet to see a character that actually does use a shield. We'll search the room anyway. Poke around the room. The weapons are blunted and worthless, and the helmets are battered and rusty. You decide to inspect the breastplates on the shelves to see if there is anything worthwhile. You examine the breastplates and the shelves thoroughly, but there appears to be nothing of value. Alright, well, let's go ahead and leave the chamber. Exit the dungeon, you hear the sound of water ahead of you, and make out a grilled portcullis at the end of the passageway. Before you can reach the portcullis, you will have to cross a bridge that passes over a gully of gurgling brackish water. You suspect it may actually be a sewer, judging by the smell rising from it. As you make your way towards the bridge, you pass a small creature which appears even uglier than the orcs you have encountered. The goblin salutes smartly, well, as smartly as a goblin can as you pass by. It then returns picking its boils. As you cross the bridge, you pass out of sight of the sentry post. Having had enough of looking and smelling like an orc, you discard your disguise. Leave the orc barracks. You arrive at the end of the passage. An iron portcullis blocks your way, and no amount of charging is going to budge it. On the wall to your right are two levers, and it seems likely that these levers have something to do with the raising of the portcullis. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the right lever, which is also the correct lever. You hear a deep rumbling noise, and the ground begins to shudder. Slowly and noisily, the portcullis rises into the ceiling. With hesitation, you walk towards the junction. Listen carefully, however, you hear nothing down either corridor. Okay, so we're going to go east. Cautiously, you creep along the passageway. After a short time, you reach a fork in the path, with the path continuing northwards. Eastwards, you can see a broad stone bridge. We're going to go ahead and rest here. At the fork, there is a bench of solid wood, and above the bench, a sign reads, "Rest ye here, weary traveler." We're going to go ahead and sit on the bench and rest. We only need 1 stamina, but that's just fine. You sit down on the bench and rest for a moment. Your aching muscles ease and your tiredness wanes. 5 stamina. Okay, I'm more familiar with the path to the east, but the path to the east is dangerous. But I'm going to take it. Well, every path is dangerous. You follow the path to the east. Soon enough, you arrive at a broad but cracked stone bridge, which leads over a yawning subterranean chasm. On the other side of the bridge, you see an archway carved to resemble a huge dwarven head. With no other options, you start to cross the bridge. No sooner have you taken a few steps than the floor begins to crumble. You break into a run to avoid the crumbling floor. Now, we did get back our skill from taking off the armor. Hopefully we can pass the skill test, but I do not have that high of a skill rating, and that's not going to do it. You tumble into the darkness below. You feel like you're falling for some distance before you finally splash down into icy cold water. You quickly rise to the surface, coughing up lungfuls of cold, rank-tasting water. The current carries you forward, and looking ahead, you can see the water is being drawn into a sucking whirlpool. The whirlpool pulls you under into the churning darkness. You struggle to hold your breath as the current buffets you, knocking you against the rocky walls of the river's course. We're going to go ahead and test our skill again, hopefully not failing this time. And that's even worse. You struggle against the incredible current. You spun around and smash against unseen rocks. The pain is unbearable and you struggle to breathe. Ouch. Just when you think you can't hold your breath any longer, you feel yourself rising. Your head breaks the surface again, and you gulp down great lungfuls of air. Once you have gathered your wits, you grimace in pain as you realize that you have hurt your shoulder somehow. Crap. You're carried through another high-roofed cavern to the river's outflow. By the dim glow lighting the cavern around you, you make out a rocky ledge to your right. I'm just going to go ahead and let the river carry me down. Now, I've been here before. Not this way, but I have been in this area. The current deposits you on a sandy bank. As you get to your feet, you look around and find yourself in a large cave, I added the inn, with damp walls. There is also a strange unpleasant slime oozing out of the cracks in the walls. I feel the tortured souls of the dead inhabiting this cave. You start to search for the Search the cave for a way out when suddenly shapes emerge from the slimy walls. 3 slime zombies, cadavers of unfortunate adventurers, now animated mindlessly by the slime they are encased in. As you draw your weapon to defend yourself, a horrifying slime worm appears from within the slime to join the ambush. Fight the monsters. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think all of these guys queued an attack except maybe this one. So I'm just going to sidestep. I kind of missed what happened here, so I don't know if things are going to move or not. I'm going to do a normal attack here. Okay, so this guy's going to attack. I think the safest move is to move either here or here, but I think this guy's going to attack, so I think moving here is the safer move. I think that was correct. I'm going to move because I don't want to get blocked in here. Okay, this is a little bit problematic. I think I have no choice here but to do a normal attack. Come on, good roll, good roll. Bad roll, bad roll. Ah, we're getting owned here. Okay. Again, I didn't see what the things were queued to be doing. I think this guy queued an attack. No, I was wrong. Now it's queuing an attack. I gotta sidestep here. I'm gonna move. I think I have no choice but to just attack. Again, hopefully rolling better this time. There we go. Okay, so I know this guy's gonna move. Let's go ahead and just straight attack him. Okay, I think this guy's gonna move. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my rebuke attack. Also going to do my sweep attack here. I'm going to have a clash, I think. Come on, beat him. There we go. I'm going to move. I'm hoping that this will get me out of an attack. Move again. Okay, I'm going to attack here. Let's move. 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 Do a straight attack, I think. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. I think I get hit at least once there. Yeah. Defeat the monsters. The horde slime worm and the slime zombies disposed of, you can look for a way out of this dangerous cavern. But first, you decide to check the creatures for spoils. The slime worm has nothing, as you expect, but as you search the sticky slime-covered body of the slime zombies, you discover a few useful items. Firstly, some gold pieces, and secondly, a potion of skill. You clean the excess goop from these things and throw them into your pack. The potion of skill is useful because you can reclaim any skill you've lost. Might be a good idea to wait until I've lost more skill than I currently have. In any case, I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.